In this video, we're going to explore the streets of Old Town Vienna to see monuments of historic significance. Amazing architecture both outside and in. The palaces where people once lived, and the tombs in which they are now buried. We will also encounter archaeological evidence from a time long past, in a city packed with history and displays of artistic enchantment. That's right, I'm going to show you just how much of this town you can see in only one day. Right after I finish this tasty breakfast of Mozart coffee and apple strudel. Look at what we have directly across the street from that lovely cafe. This is the entrance to Belvedere Palace. You can actually wander on through into the royal grounds completely free of charge. But if you want to gain access to the interior, well, that's going to require a ticket. This is a view of the upper garden, with an elegant cityscape in the background. This fabulous estate began as the home of Prince Eugene. It would later be purchased by Empress Maria Theresa, and eventually become the residence of Franz Ferdinand as well. The much larger lower garden is lavishly decorated, with a fountain, ornate landscaping, and plenty of statues to view. After exiting the palace grounds, you can grab a view of this enormous war memorial, while making your way past another pleasant fountain. Now, it is time for us to head directly into the heart of it all, to see what we can find. This is the tallest church in Austria, St. Stevens Cathedral. The exterior is a display of Gothic architecture, constructed upon a Romanesque foundation. On the interior, you'll be welcomed into a serene environment, with multiple altars and some impressive stonework. Though the groundbreaking of this enormous church began in the mid-1100s, construction wasn't completed until the late 1500s. Search this neighborhood closely enough, and you may find Mozart's Apartment. Yes, this was actually the famous composer's Vienna residence during the 1780s. Out on the main pedestrian walk, we will see a plague memorial known as the Column of Pest, as well as many other statues and epic sites along the way, bringing us down to St. Peter's Church. Now just take a look at its interior. A completely different experience. This interesting monument is known as the Wedding Fountain, and just across the street from it, you'll find the Roman Museum of Vienna. The exhibits inside this museum will take you all the way back to the days of the Roman expansion. Down in the lower levels, we have the foundation of what was at one time the officers' quarters. As you wind your way along down here, you will also come across many other artifacts, providing insight to a time long past. Continuing our walk beneath this famous clock structure, we'll make our way around the northern edge of the Old Town. From the bottom of these steps, we have a view of the Church of Maria M. Gestate. And off to the side, we see an interesting fountain depicting a scene of local lore. After a bit more walking, I've now found myself in a square surrounded by elegant palaces, museums, and a church with a monastery, which was founded in 1155 by Irish monks who settled here from Germany. By the 1600s, it was to become a part of the Austrian congregation of the Benedictine Confederation. Just a little further has us arriving at the Liedenberg Monument, which honors a great mayor of the 1600s. And right down the street, we have a view of the Burg Theater, which opened to the public for its first performance in the mid-1700s. Across the road, we have a large plaza that provides a venue to many important events. Just behind it, that is the City Hall. And now let's move on up and take a closer look. Just to the south of here, we have the Austrian Parliament, which was constructed beginning in 1874. Out front, that is the Fountain of Athena. Here we have a view of the facade of the Museum of Natural History. Directly in front is a monument honoring the Empress Maria Theresa. This area is actually considered the Museum Quarter, as it is home to countless cultural institutions. Just south of here, I've stumbled into the Seven Stern Brow to enjoy a local brew with schnitzel and some potato salad. Now let's get back to the exploring. Constructed in 1869, this is the Vienna State Opera, and it is said to have undergone extensive repair following World War II. Just a couple of blocks away, we have the Imperial Palace of the Habsburg Dynasty. Breaking of these grounds dates back to the 13th century, with ongoing development throughout the ages as multiple wings were added. Exiting out of the northeastern side of the palace brings us to this archaeological excavation that displays some of the city's ancient foundations. Now that we have seen great buildings of royalty and heard a bit of their history, I think it is time we visit the Imperial Crypt to see how those local elites are laid to rest. Down here, you will see the tombs of many generations of the Habsburg Empire. This lovely fountain is located just outside of the crypt. And as the lights of Vienna begin to dim, we now find ourselves witnessing a completely different flavor of the town. The late evening Vienna seems to have turned into a leisurely bustle of those in search of food and drink. And it was my pleasure to join that crowd. When darkness finally came, those lights only intensified, as well as the relaxing mood of Vienna at night. I may not have experienced all there is to do in this historic city, but what I did, I enjoyed immensely. There is an overwhelming abundance of things to see around every corner, and it guarantees each visitor to leave anxious for more. Now you know I couldn't end this video without giving you an accommodation review. This is Hotel Prinz Eugen. Remember that name, right? And just check out this interesting interior. Now, let's head on up to the room so I can show you a bit more. Pretty decent so far.
And of course, I'm always looking for a place that has a safe. So yeah, big plus here.
Yeah, you can't just walk around town with your passport hanging out your back pocket.
Pretty comfortable bed. Check out the view. And this actually opens up too. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah, I like it here. This is a good one.
The best part is that the main train station is just across the street, making this a great location to base yourself for day trips to other exciting neighboring countries. In just one day, we have explored a large chunk of Vienna, Austria. We have seen an abundance of amazing architecture, spanning countless ages, and learned of the interesting history behind it all. I'd like to thank you all for following along on this one. Check out some of those other videos too, and I'll see you soon from somewhere out in the world.